adoption with the new technology. However, they very careful in changing their product strategy because their network is very large scale, and uh, the network it has a number of large customer, and they have many targets customer group. So they careful and stability and slowly adoption with the changing from the digital age. So now for the chapter 3, we will discuss about the product strategy of the bank. Okay, the first thing we will talk about the concept. Yeah, because your major is finance. So I think that you're very clear what is popular and what is the main kinds of product and service in bank in Vietnam. Yeah. So let me summarize. We call the products or service of the bank is the type of activity or process or experience you provide. The activity of process or experience to provide some benefits, some value to the customer. So when we talk about there are uh, many kinds of benefits you can bring to satisfaction for your customer via some kinds of service, such as deposits or loan or payment or advisory or some service related to security or safe deposit support or some kind of car service or information service or some kinds of investment consultant for some high quality service. So I will not provide detail about for each service because you already know because your major is finance. Okay. Now we will discuss about the basic characteristics of banking product and service. Yeah. We have two types of characteristics is service attribute and financial attribute. And I remember maybe we already discussed about characteristics of service in the chapter 1, maybe. So for this time, I will not remind you what kind of service attribute. Please open your material, maybe in the chapter 1, to remind by yourself. And now we will discuss about some financial attribute. It means that characteristics of banking product or service, they owe two types of attribute. The first is service attribute and the second is financial attribute. Now we will discuss about financial attribute. The first item is interest rate. You will see the notion interest rate just for financial industry, not for another industry. Yeah. And interest rate you already know. This is maybe the interest rate you for loan or the interest rate you had to pay for saving account or something. And fee and charge. So I think you already know how to distinguish between fee and charge. So there are many kinds of fee and charge. It's related to some different banking service. For example, transaction fees, account maintenance fees, and penalty fees. And the charge. You will be charged if you have some extra service come from the main service. You will have to be charged. For example, if you let your loan is overdue, so maybe you have to be charged. So I think you already know. And term and condition. Yeah. Term and condition is also the attribute in financial. If you want to buy some service, for example, you are the customer, you have to agree with some term and condition with the bank. And inversely, the bank, they also have to ensure that they have to follow the term and condition when they have signature on the contract with the customer. So you have to set up the specific term and condition to ensure that the benefits of your financial institution and the benefits of your customer can keep and can balance benefits, and to ensure that you get the win-win negotiation between your business and your customer. And the next is credit limit. You always heard that in financial industry, even though your business uh, you have some sound make decision by yourself. You can set up your marketing strategy by yourself. However, you have to follow some law or regulation from the central bank in Vietnam, for example. So it means that you have to have some credit limit you follow with the guideline from the central bank. And this is the requirement and standard. However, because you have to have some solution to prevent risk and to prevent some risk from the outside from the customer. So surely you have to have a valuable leg to ensure that you can make up some risk from customer or from environment. I mean external environment. So credit limit is sure be set up and designed by your business before. And the next is risk management. Uh, for all the industry, they also have some solution to risk reduce, to adapt with the new changes from the external environment. But for financial industry, surely you have to have some solution to respond with the risk from the outside. The risk management, you have to control some risk from your customer, from your stakeholder, from your investor, from your partner, and from your internal organization, and to mitigate the risk and to ensure that you provide the liquidities, ability to ensure that you provide and you ensure the financial system is work well for the whole country. So it means that risk management should be priority for the management, for the strategy management in financial industry compared to other industry. As I mentioned, other industry, they also have some risk solution, but for financial industry, it should be priority because it should be ensure the safety for customer, for investor, and the safety for financial institution, and the safety for the whole financial system for each country, and maybe for the whole global financial system. For example, if Vietnam, they have some crisis, for example, some financial crisis, there are some recession in Vietnam, maybe for some damage for all the country who have cooperation or who have some partnership with Vietnam. So it means that the risk management is very, very necessary for any financial institution to ensure that you don't cause any damage for the whole or for the global or for the country's financial system. And the next is investment option. Yeah. For other industry, the customer, they came to your business and they buy something and they owe something and they pay. But in financial, they can use the service from the financial institution. But when they use, they can get the profits, they can get the interest, and they can consider to buy in service from the bank. It looks like you invest in the bank. Yeah, you invest in financial industry. So they can think work with the bank, buy the service and the product from the bank. It means that their they are investing their wealth into your business. So it means that the requirement and the risk aversion from the investor is require your business how to adapt with their high requirement and standard. They need to your highly commitment, trust, belief, and you have to ensure that you can provide the profits for your investor. So it means that when you set up the marketing strategy, it's for example for the P1 product strategy, you have to ensure that you can provide the benefits for your customer and the benefits for your institution. And the next one is insurance service. Yeah, insurance service. Insurance service is also belong to financial industry. As I know, recently many banks in Vietnam, they become the partner with some insurance company to provide some insurance service. It looks like they are fraud selling service. For example, if you are the customer, you want to use the loan from the BIDV, for example, or Vietinbank, you should buy insurance insurance service. It look like it's called the cross selling service. Cross selling service. However, some big guy they don't need to become the partner. They create the insurance company belong to. It belong to. It look like the children of the family of the bank. Yeah, to provide the service is called insurance. And the next one is currency exchange. It's related to currency exchange rate among many countries. You can see in recently nowadays, before there are some significant fluctuation in currency exchange between US dollar and some currency in some countries, so it's caused some damage in the import and export revenue of the country, and it's also cause some damage for economic for the country if they deeply depend on the currency of each country, for example, US dollar. So here is some extra financial attribute just appear for the financial service compared to other types of service. Please remember by yourself. Please learn by yourself. Okay. And now we will analyze about the structure of the bank service. If you carefully study the subject is basic marketing, you already know about the structure or the level of product or service. We have three levels. We have three layers for the structure. The first level we usually call a core value. This means this is the basic product. And the second layer or level we call actual product. And the third we call value added product, or we usually call adjustment product. But for financial industry, core value is mean that you provide some primary needs of customer, the reason why they come to the bank. For example, they want to borrow money, they want to use the saving money. This is the basic product. And actual product is mean the detailed condition term to implement the basic service. For example, for BIDV, they require some condition and term. They require the customer have to prove their financial ability, and they require some document or something. This is belong to actual product. And value added product is related to some extra service you can provide for customer to attract them. For example, a bank they can set that they can provide the service. For example, the credit line service in 2 weeks. But other bank they said that okay, I can give you the service in only 1 week. But other bank, they said that, okay, if you come to my institution, I can provide you the service for only 8 hours. It means that they can provide the service with shorter period of time. It means that they provide more value to the customer. So this is the value added product. You can reach your material for understanding deeply about core value. Core value is mean the primary service. For example, financial security, convenience. For example, you use a smart banking app for transfer money because you need convenience. So your primary need is convenience. Or liquidity, for example, you want to withdraw cash right away when you visit the ATM machine or something. You require the bank have to always availability of cash for you to withdraw. This may be related to liquidity or credit or financing, interest and return or risk management or something. After all, it's detailed. It's a detailed term, condition, and the detailed attribution of each product or service. So we call actual product. And the last one is value added. Value added, you can see here, some service you provide more benefits or more value for your customer. Okay. This is some categories of banking service: deposit, lending, many. I already list here. Okay, I already list here. So right now, I would like you, all of team, you have to look at your material and you can to compare with your 2 banks. To show me what kinds of main category of product your bank is working now, and what kind of service or product your bank don't provide now. Again, let me explain in Vietnamese. Trên cái slide cô có gợi ý một số nhóm những cái sản phẩm phổ biến hiện nay của tất cả các ngân hàng, không chỉ ở Việt Nam mà trên thế giới luôn các bạn. Thế thì các bạn hãy chỉ ra cho cô 2 cái ngân hàng mà các bạn đang sử dụng mà được cô phân tích ấy. Thì cái nhóm sản phẩm nào mà ngân hàng các bạn nó đang có, và cái nhóm nào trong đây hoặc là cái loại nào trong đây mà ngân hàng bạn không có. Các bạn có thể giải thích tại sao hay không? Rồi bạn thảo luận, bạn trả lời ở trong nhóm bạn chuẩn bị ha. Sau đó một lát nữa bạn nhắn lên trên cái phần chat dùm cho cô. Các bạn có khoảng 15 phút nha. Các bạn trả lời cho cô trong những cái group này thì cái loại sản phẩm nào mà ngân hàng bạn đang cung cấp và có loại nào không cung cấp, mà theo các bạn biết tại sao mà nó không cung cấp. Rồi trong vòng 15 phút và các bạn trả lời trên cái phần group chat cho cô. Không, bây giờ bạn gửi một cái file, bạn làm cái file Word thì bạn gửi vào cái group Zalo cho cô. Do you understand clearly? 2 cái nhóm mà vừa báo cáo thì nó có lợi thế. Nó chỉ trả lời, nó sẽ rất là nhanh để trả lời. Nhóm 1 và nhóm 2 sẽ rất là nhanh để trả lời những cái loại sản phẩm có hay không. Nhưng mà những nhóm còn lại sẽ mất thời gian hơn. Nhóm 2 và nhóm 1 có lợi thế bởi vì hôm nay đang báo cáo về đúng cái môn đó, là cái nội dung đó là sản phẩm. Rồi đến 4 giờ 20 các bạn phải nộp cái file vô cái group Zalo cho cô nha.